So the kids and I went off yesterday after our work on the pasture fence, and we did some family fun. So there's going to be a video up in the family fun section of us going to the Steam Railroading Institute in Owosso. And while we went, he made hay. There was basically a 2-day window to be able to do hay, and with the round bales and the round baler, and this being slightly more dry conditions, he was able to go ahead, get this cut early in the morning, ted it out, let it dry for 2 days. He raked it yesterday afternoon and was able to bale it last night before a huge thunderstorm came through in the middle of the night. And if it dries up enough, he'll be able to work on that other section. However, he doesn't think it's going to be dry enough to cut that because that lower thickness of the alfalfa doesn't dry out too good after a heavy rain. And Trey thinks that it wouldn't be a good idea to drive all over the field. And this is the area that they worked and did all that sand moving and deleting the motorcycle hills. They went through with the sickle bar and cut all this. And that section right there, he'll probably start lining up some bales, because in the past we've usually gone ahead and parked a hay trailer here. It's easy access any time of year. All right, it doesn't look like much yet, but this is our tandem hay rake hitch. We gotta lift it up so that we can get it painted. So leftover paint from that project, I got an open can of John Deere that doesn't want to seal shut, so we're gonna just paint it to match the hay rakes. Guys, I had to just throw this here random in this video. We came across this tractor place. We're in Owosso, Michigan. We have been doing some rail fanning, and tonight was Christmas in July at the Steam Railroading Institute. A couple blocks away from there, just a little bit south on the same road, tractors. And I said, oh, let's go look. My absolute dream favorite tractor. This is what I want. This is what I want more than a Ford Jubilee. I do like Ford Jubilee, but this has a much more comfortable seat. And you know, we're a John Deere family. 430 wide front. Oh, I love them. So it looks like they do tractor parts, tractor repairs, and there's some kind of an auction house next door. Well, I don't think it's this kind of auction house. So I gotta get on their website and check this out. Oh, and this one's all original. It's not all painted up. And it's a little front end, little higher front end.
Every single one of these has a cold air intake on
Yep.
the top.
Coffee cans up on top. That's what we do at home.
And a flapper.
Yeah. Well, anyways, just beautiful. Some of them painted, some of them, oh, here's a narrow front. You can see it's a little bit higher than the wide front. You hear that in the background? They have what's called cruising the pit in Owosso. Everyone's out there with all kinds of makes and models of cars. It was a thing when I was in high school. I used to ride out here with my cousin and his buddy in his 57 Chevy. Drive around, talk to people on CBs. That's like 1990. And they're still doing it. The crowd's just gotten older.
Mommy, he says they left the key in.
I know. After making a video about gas laws, he makes comments about siphoning gas because now he knows how. So here was a 530, and over here is a 520. This is somebody's parade tractor because it's all decked out. 59 John Deere 530 from Elmer Lake Farms in Cohocton, Michigan. That's by Howell. And then over here is a 60. We've got a couple 60s at the farm. Much bigger tractor. You see, that's why I like the 430s. They're small and they're low, so they're really nice for doing maple syrup. Not so much for doing like huge field work or plowing. So this is at Owosso Tractor Parts, presenters of the Mackinac Bridge Antique Tractor Crossing. www.owossotractorparts.com. And like I said, I'm just driving by. I'm not being paid to share this with you at all.
Over here at the parking lot across the river, there's a bit of a car meet that my mom says they used to call the pits. And everyone just kind of goes in circles. And it's awesome. There's guys in old Corvettes, Stingray Corvettes, Oldsmobile 442s, Mustangs, Camaros, the works. It's awesome. If you're ever around Owosso, while you're here looking at the trains, be sure to stop by here whenever they're doing this. It's awesome.
So this area has all been second and third day. Today's the third day. And then this area from, you can see just a slight color difference. There's a tree way down there, just a few rows over from this tree, up to the roadside is all one day. He started cutting this yesterday morning, got it all finished. A lot of times he's done this field in sections like this. It makes it a lot more manageable. It got so tall that he went ahead with the sickle bar mower and did this. And that's part of the reason, you know, for the slowness and delay is, so he knew he would be stopping to unplug those rollers on that haybine more times and take more time than it would be to cut it with the sickle bar mower. So there's some parts broken or some parts missing on it, but he made it through it and he got it done all right. So let's go check out these guys. So probably the last time you saw it, it was still up in the air. with a coat of paint on it with no wheels. So this is even the first time I'm seeing it with the wheels because I've been busy working on painting a house. Look at that. That'll look real nice with the wheels all painted up to match on everything. The original hay rake with the yellow, he was mentioning could use a paint job. Could paint them to match. Getting all his settings right to lower it down because, you know, you put it into transport mode. He's being real cautious. So if you didn't know, or missed it in another video, Trey is 12. And there's a video of him a couple of years ago raking this field all up, doing rye straw. And he has been our hay raker ever since. So husband says they call this like a 10 or 10.5 foot hay rake. So he's doing 20 feet. We just pasted off. Big tree obstacle there for him. But he's made it 2 turns at the other end. 2 right-hand turns. Husband says it doesn't really like to turn left. You could put a hitch extension on it for going anywhere you wanted, just so that they're not so close to each other, and that'd be all right. Well, he's done real good. He's gonna end up with some funny rows down at the end. So Dad's saying they'll just kind of leave the middle section down there and rake that after he's baled this. He was having a hard time like staying in a straight line because his dad was telling him to aim towards a tree that was a lot of rows off. So he's ending up with a zigzaggy section here, especially because of going around the trees. not a lot of farmers would go plant trees in their fields, but the idea is that eventually we'll be able to just turn the cows out to pasture out here and rotate them around. And we want to give them some shade trees over time to have a place to go to for, you know, storms, wind, snow, anything like that, because we've tried it in the barn, we've tried it just in a pen pasture, and without being able to rotate them out, there's not a lot of grass that grows there anymore. So we have to feed them daily, feed them round bales, and it would be nice to, you know, Joel Salatin style, movable electric fences and things like that, and move them around. So the hay rake is doing a good job. It's going to double their hay raking speed, or cut it in half. With fuel being so high, anything you can save in, you can, you know, definitely benefit from. Like I was making a video the other day about, we've been going around to all these vehicles, you know, we got this truck running, we use this, there's the old car there, there's the old truck, there's, you know, little equipment, and we just realized we were having gas sitting everywhere, several gallons at a time, and because of the ethanol, it sits there and goes bad. So we wanted to use it all up, mixing it in with new gas to kind of help. So with this one, you don't have a lot of fuel use anyway. And of course we're using off-road. If you're not using off-road diesel in your farm, you need to get it delivered to you, because you can't get this at the pump. All right, so that's some real big hay rows and hay raking. They're gonna get this all done and get it baled up today. It's supposed to have hail and rain tomorrow, probably around late morning, early afternoon. With this all being baled up, any water is just gonna run off of it and it'll be just fine. So, speaking of fine, have a fine day, have a fine night, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.